Hi guys and welcome back to the channel. This is a review of the Mirfak Audio WE10 wireless microphones. Now if you look back at some of the older videos on this channel, you'll know I was really excited by the Rode Wireless Go, and it changed the filmmaking experience, for me at least. I didn't have to record into an external recorder, I could set my levels in camera, and I didn't have to worry about, with the old wireless microphones, changing frequencies and things like that. So it actually really just made the whole process a lot easier for me. Now there's a lot of these wireless devices out now, including the Rode Wireless Go 2 and a few other brands, but the one we're reviewing today is by a sub-brand of Moza. You might recognise Moza from the gimbals that they make, so the Aircross 2 and the Air 2. But now the brand that owns them, called Gudsen, is making audio devices under the brand of Mirfak. So I'm not going to go too far into what it is because you've seen it all before with the Rode Wireless Go. You just want to know whether it's different and whether it's worth buying over maybe the original Wireless Go, for example. So basically you've got a transmitter here, which obviously you can plug a lapel microphone into, or you can use the inbuilt microphone. And you've got the receiver which connects to your camera. It automatically connects all up, you don't have to worry about that. And the connection is really good on it, as it is with all of these kind of devices in my opinion. And for the too long didn't watch review, it's a working wireless microphone system, and it's a good Generation 1 product, which I wouldn't recommend to most people unless you wanted one thing, and we'll get into that later. In case you're new here, my name is Chris Spice and I make YouTube content focused on being creative on the go, with gear reviews, tutorials and tests. If you're into that, then hit that subscribe button. Okay, so first, as I always do, let's get into the design, and it looks like you're pretty much your standard wireless microphone system. It's pretty modern, but that one thing is it does feel a little bit plasticky, and you do get that really scratchy, hollow, plasticky feel, which isn't actually too bad, but for the money, I'd kind of expect a bit more. The one thing that does bother me though is the size of both the transmitter and the receiver. If you're trying to clip the transmitter to a jumper or a t-shirt without using a lav mic, then it obviously sticks out like a sore thumb, and it kind of weighs it down a little bit too much. And the same is true with the receiver, about it being slightly too big, so even when you've got it connected to the top of your camera, if you go to raise the camera to look at the EVF, then it will get in the way and it becomes a little bit fiddly. So the audio you're hearing here is with the Rode Wireless Go version 2, with the Rode Lav connected to it. I'm going to switch over to the Mirfak Audio microphones now while I talk about the features and the usability. So now I've taken the Rode Wireless Go 2 off, and this is the audio from the Mirfak Audio WE10 with the same Rode lapel on. So let's get into the features. So again, feature-wise, you've seen it all before, and most things here are the same as the Rode Wireless Go 2. They instantly pair when you turn them on, and you can change the volume and mute the mic from the receiver with the buttons. What separates it though from the original Wireless Go at least, is that you can actually record onto an SD card built into the transmitter. The Go 2 kind of has a version of this where it has some inbuilt storage you can record into, but having an SD card gives you a little bit more flexibility. Now the all-important thing, which is sound quality, and I actually think the sound quality out of the built-in microphone and the transmitter, even though you should definitely not wear it like this, is pretty decent in comparison to the built-in microphone on the original Rode Wireless Go. The only problem is, because it's quite plasticky, if you do let something hit it, you'll hear that sort of plasticky rubbing noise, which isn't too nice. The only problem is when you connect a lapel mic to it, it definitely doesn't sound as good as the Rode Wireless Go, as you probably heard earlier. It's definitely usable, but it needs a bit of tuning, and for the price I'd expect better. And now we're using the lapel mic, which actually came in the box of the Mirfak Audio WE10, and that's a good touch by the way, including it's gone dark. And that's a good touch actually, putting a lav mic in the box with the product. So I've actually already filmed a distance test to compare this to the Rode Wireless Go and the Rode Wireless Go 2. So let's go back and have a look at that. Okay, so for the second test, we've got the Mirfak Audio microphone with a lapel mic connected to it. This is the one that came in the box, and to break that line of sight more, the transmitter is actually in my pocket. So let's see if that does make a difference. So we're going to walk backwards exactly the same as we did before and test whether the sound quality cuts out a bit more, just because the transmitter is in my pocket. Do a little spin and see if this changes anything. Okay, so now we're on the Rode Wireless Go, and it's the same deal. I've got the lav mic that came in the Mirfak Audio pack connected to the Rode Wireless Go transmitter, and a transmitter in my back pocket. So let's see if the range differs between this and the Mirfak Audio microphone. So again, I'm going to sort of walk backwards and walk forwards just to compare whether the light makes a difference or not, and how each one performs in different scenarios. Okay, and finally we've got the Rode Wireless Go 2 now. Again, same situation. So let's do a final test of that and see how far we get. Again, the transmitter is in my back pocket. If it does cut out mid-shoot, then you do have a backup. I think you do have to connect to the computer and set this up first. So the distance test results were pretty unsurprising, to be honest. I mean, it did perform almost as well as the original Rode Wireless Go when you consider other factors like when I turn around. But the surprising thing was that Rode Wireless Go 2, which just surpassed how far I expected it to go. And after that first cut out, it went on for quite a while, and you just hear me saying, okay, there's no way it goes that far, surely. And I turn around and it's still picking me up, so yeah, amazing how far that can go. So there's one more thing that I want to mention, and you might have seen it in the range test there, and that is the little windbreaker. This is the Rode Wireless Go 2 one. It's just a little tiny one that screws on. This is the Mirfak Audio microphone. It just stretches over the top, it doesn't even clip on or anything, and it falls off quite easily, and it's just not a good look, is it? So yeah, I definitely wouldn't recommend getting this if you're looking at filming outside, unless you want to create a solution for yourself, which is probably pretty easy to do, to be fair. Okay, so this product is coming out when these microphones are really popular. The Rode Wireless Go definitely changed something in the videography world, and the Rode Wireless Go 2 is now out, and you've got other brands like Comica coming out with similar microphones for a really good price. And yeah, the WE10 does the trick, it works fine, the connection's really good, but just the build quality, that plasticky feel, and the sound quality is not as great, and it kind of makes you feel like it's a little bit cheaper. The thing is, in the US, the WE10 is only about $30 cheaper than the Rode Wireless Go, depending on where you get it from, of course. And I'd rather pay that extra $30 for the better sound quality of the Rode Wireless Go. But the WE10 obviously does have that SD card slot, so if you lose connection on the day, it still records everything, and I know a lot of people are going to really want that feature on a microphone like this. So if you can live with the drawbacks I just mentioned, and you definitely want that SD card slot, which is a lifesaver sometimes when the connection drops out, then the WE10 is actually not a bad option. And like I said, it does everything it's supposed to do, it's just whether you're actually willing to pay the price, and whether you can find a Rode Wireless Go cheaper somewhere online. Version 2, I'd like to see smaller transmitters and receivers. I'd like to see this thing changed a little bit, and I'd like that sound quality just a tiny bit better. And it becomes a viable option and definitely a competitor to the Rode Wireless Go, even perhaps the version 2, although the range definitely doesn't compete yet. And honestly, this is not the look.